Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever been in this situation? You get into a conversation with someone on whom you want to make a really good impression. So it could be your boss, could be the big boss of the company, could be an interview, could be any situation where you're trying to make a good impression. So let's take an example where the big boss of the company wanders in. You don't really know this person and you're a little bit overawed. They come over and they ask you how it's going. You don't know what to say, you don't know where to start, you end up giving a rambling message and you descend into what we call verbal diarrhea. Wouldn't you like to learn a method where you can give across a clear, simple message that gives a great impression? So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to explore an incredibly powerful but very simple technique for thinking and communicating clearly, top-down thinking. So if you've ever struggled to get your point across in a clear and compelling way, this video is for you. So what exactly is top-down thinking? Well, it's a method where you start with the big picture. Simple as that. You start with the main idea or conclusion and you break it down into supporting details. So think of it like a pyramid. So the top of the pyramid is your key message, and the layers beneath it give the evidence and the reasoning that supports the message. This approach is all about clarity. When you lead with the main idea, your audience does not have to guess where you're going to go with your argument. They know right away what you're trying to say, and they can focus on understanding the details afterwards that support your point. Most people tend to communicate in a bottom-up manner because it feels natural to build up to a conclusion by starting with the details. This approach mirrors how we often think through problems. We gather information, we analyse it, and then we arrive at a conclusion. As we process our thoughts in real time, we naturally want to share our journey of discovery to other people, and it leads to a step-by-step explanation that culminates in our main point. But there are several reasons why this bottom-up method can be problematic, and especially in a professional or a high-stakes situation. First of all, what we call cognitive burden. Bottom-up communication burdens the audience by making them follow the details without really understanding the main point or the context, which can be confusing and mentally quite taxing. Loss of attention. It risks losing the audience's attention because they might tune out before the key message is revealed, especially in a fast-paced environment or time-constrained situation. Ambiguity is the other one. This approach can create ambiguity because the lack of a clear roadmap can lead to misunderstandings or a different interpretation of the details. And finally, inefficiency. Bottom-up communication is very inefficient because it takes longer to convey the main message, and it can be problematic in situations where we require quick decisions. So let's go back to this example. Let's say your boss comes over, asks you for an update on the project. Most people would say something like this: well, we're working on quality testing. It's going well apart from a few minor issues that came up. We're still trying to complete the key tasks, including the product design, including getting some approvals. We're moving forward with these tasks. We're planning to start the final implementation as soon as possible. And you can see probably into 2 or 3 sentences in, you start to lose focus. You start to lose interest in what the person's saying. Get to the point is what I was thinking. So can you see how it's frustrating? They want to know the outcome. So try like this instead. Okay, well, we're on track to meet our deadline. We've completed 75% of the key tasks. Product design's 90% done. Approvals will be done this week. We're finishing quality testing and we'll be moving into implementation at the end of next week. Did you see there how we focused on the outcome rather than the detail first? So this is especially important in situations where time is limited, like a business meeting or a presentation, possibly an interview. By stating the conclusion up front, you ensure that your message is received loud and clear, even if you don't have time to go into every single detail. Another reason that top-down thinking is so powerful is it simplifies complex information. If you start with a big picture, you're going to help your audience see the wood for the trees. They understand the overall context before getting into nitty-gritty details. Makes things easier to digest and remember. So imagine you're presenting a new business strategy. Instead of going straight into the specifics like financial projections or marketing tactics, start with the goal. Once your audience understands what you're trying to achieve, they'll be better equipped to follow and appreciate the details. Top-down thinking also facilitates decision making. So when you present information in this structured way, it's easier for your audience to evaluate options, make informed decisions. They can quickly grasp key points and how they relate to each other, and it helps them see the logic behind recommendations. This is particularly useful in high-stakes situations where decisions must be made quickly. By laying out your argument in a clear top-down format, you reduce the cognitive load on your audience. You make it easier for them to come to a decision. So let's not forget about persuasion. When you communicate using top-down thinking, you're more likely to persuade your audience. Why is that? Well, because you're guiding them through your thought process in a logical, structured way. You're not just throwing out random facts, you're building a case piece by piece from the top down that leads to a compelling conclusion. When your audience can follow your logic, they're more likely to agree with your point of view. It's a subtle but powerful way to influence others, whether you're pitching an idea, making a recommendation, or simply just trying to get your point across in a discussion. Another great thing about top-down thinking is its adaptability. Whether you're talking to senior executives who want the bottom line quickly or a team that needs to understand the details, you can adjust the level of detail you provide beneath the main points to suit your audience. This flexibility is key. You can present just the headline for those who need a quick overview, or you can dive deep into the supporting points for those who need more information. Either way, your communication remains clear and structured. So how can you start applying top-down thinking in your own work? Well, start by identifying the main message you want to communicate. This is the top of your pyramid. Then, and only then, think about the key points that support that message. These are the middle layers of the pyramid, and then fill in all of details and data that support each of those key points which form the base. The next time you're preparing a presentation, writing a report, or even just having a conversation, try using this approach. Start with the big picture, then break it down. You will find that your message is not only clearer, but also more persuasive and more memorable. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, share with others who might find it useful, and subscribe for more tips on effective communication and thinking strategies. And don't forget to comment below. If you've tried using top-down thinking in your own work, let me know how it went. Thank you so much.